Welcome to Spare Parts, a racing podcast. Here to talk all things motorsports are your hosts Stephen Clary and Sean Cavarella.
God, these rankings are absolute bullshit.
And which rankings were those? The ones you just sent me?
Yeah, so we're recording this on Wednesday, and
Today's
AWS
Tuesday.
this morning. I don't know what day of the week it is, man. Quarantine
Okay.
brain.
You literally were
Anyhow.
at work.
Quarantine brain.
No, you don't get to use that excuse.
Yes, I do.
Oh.
Anywho, AWS. They've proven they can't. Not only can they screw up a tire graphic, they can also screw up the top 20 fastest drivers of all time, which is the list they released today. And oh boy, it's bad.
Why is it bad?
Okay, so it starts out all right. I'll give them that. You know, you got Ayrton Senna first, and then they're doing some weird time delta. I don't know how they calculated it, but so you have Ayrton Senna number 1. Okay, that's a respectable choice. That makes sense. Michael Schumacher 2. Okay, that makes sense. Lewis Hamilton number 3. Yeah, okay. Max Verstappen, sure, okay. But nonetheless, we got Fernando, Nico, Charles Leclerc. Okay, interesting choice. Heikki Kovalainen, Jarno Trulli at 8 and 9, ahead of Sebastian Vettel. Just what? Then scrolling down, you've got Nico Hulkenberg. What? And then way down here at 20 is Alain Prost, you know, just casually the 4-time world champion. Like, God.
I have
That's
a lot of
just-
questions regarding these rankings.
Yes.
Yeah. Mostly
Like,
just
yeah.
like how.
Yeah.
If they show their work, I could be like, okay, I see what you're doing.
Yeah, they have some description, but no matter what, I refuse to accept it. You've put a 4-time world champion at the bottom of this top 20 here, behind some guys that haven't won a championship yet, or at all. Like, could Leclerc get up here in the rankings? Sure, he might be able to, but his career's still pretty young. Like, I thought when the NHL released their top 100 of all time, I thought they did okay, but there were some that were like glaringly bad choices. This is just outright like, what the hell? Like, how does Nico Hulkenberg, with 0 podiums in his F1 career, rank above Carlos Sainz, Lando Norris, Daniel Ricciardo, Jenson Button? Like,
And,
God.
okay, I wonder. So Kubica's 18th.
Yeah.
I wonder if with like Kubica, if you take away his last season from the data, does he actually go up higher?
Probably. But I don't know how this is calculated, so maybe not. Maybe he goes down. Also, like, Kimi isn't on here? The hell?
There's a lot of recency bias too.
Yeah.
Like, not only
I don't-
people from the 80s or earlier is
Yeah, I don't.
Senna and Prost.
Yeah. AWS continues to confuse and befuddle fans with how they calculate anything. But
You know, as long as you just give random numbers and just say, yeah, we got this, you know, just trust us. It's never a
No.
good thing.
I refuse. This is
Hey.
dumb.
Anyway,
AWS, stop with it.
Welcome to this episode of Spare Parts. I'm your host, Sean.
I'm Steven.
And besides getting mad at, like, ranking Steven, how are you doing?
Not too bad. Other than not knowing what day it is.
Yeah, that's off to a good start for you.
How about you?
Nah, not so bad. You know, like, the race was 2 days ago, right? Like, the Spanish race?
I
Spanish
don't know
GP?
what day it is. I never know what day it is anymore.
Is it, like, just lack of giving a fuck?
Yeah, mostly.
Probably.
As with most things in my life, yes, it's mostly lack of giving a fuck.
Can't get a fuck, can't give a fuck. Hey-o!
No.
Anyway, So what do we got today to talk about? We got your little rant, I guess, in the AWS, so that's kind of good. We got some F1 sleeping Grand Prix to talk about, Indy 500 qualifying, and just some other random little crap. Not a whole lot on the docket this week.
Well, we also have Daytona for NASCAR.
Yeah, that's true. That was probably the funnest. That was probably the most fun of the weekend.
Yeah, I was gonna say funnest.
Yeah.
Anywho, where do you want to start?
Let's start with NASCAR. Let's start fun. Maybe we'll bore people with our Spanish Grand Prix because it was boring, and then we can end with the zoom stuff with the Indy 500 qualifying.
To wake everybody back up.
Exactly.
Hey, NASCAR.
Daytona was fun.
That was fun. That was
also
very
kind of
fun
a
to
shit
watch. Yeah, but what can you expect when no one's ever raced? Well, sorry. Only one person on the grid has raced the course.
Yeah, and he was shit.
Yep. 7 laps of experience doesn't get you too much, I guess.
Nope.
So, but yeah, otherwise it made for a very entertaining race.
All three, the Xfinity, the trucks, the actual Cup cars, they all just had great performances in terms of entertainment on the track.
Mm-hmm. But we're focusing on the Cup Series, so yeah, Chase Elliott was quick.
He's good on road courses.
Yeah, have you heard?
Yeah, apparently. Also, he likes rovals.
Yeah, so he's he because we tuned in at one point and he had like a 4-second gap
after like 2
something.
laps.
Yeah, I was like, oh dear. He's kind of running away with it, and then there was a caution, and then everybody bunched back up, and he ran away with it again and got like another 2-second lead in a lap. It's like, I think he likes it.
That was really nuts.
But I think it made for it was a good curveball to throw in there.
In terms of championship?
Well, in terms of just entertainment as well, like as much as you don't want to buy into the joke of, oh yeah, all they do is race ovals and turn left, they do also do it a lot more than I'd say most series. So seeing them on a road course is just it was fun to see.
Yeah, it seems like NASCAR's really been slowly trying to populate their schedule with more and more road courses to spice things up. Yeah,
just mix it up a little bit.
But it's also, this package works on road courses. It works on, I would say, super speedways. It works on short ovals. It just struggles in those 1.5 mile mid-range kind of ovals.
Yeah, for sure.
And when they actually got going in this, it was pretty decent racing. Like there was guys moving through the field, making moves, moving guys out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
It was pretty fun, pretty entertaining. I would definitely watch again. And I hope that someone else was watching that, they would think the same thing, that, oh, this is more than just turning left. This is fun.
Yeah. It's a solid way, and hopefully, or a solid way to race, and hopefully they continue doing it in the future.
Okay. Hear me out, though. Idea. You get 80 cars, 2 Cup cars, 1 Xfinity, 1 truck, 4 cars every team.
This is not an endurance race.
And you make it a 6-hour race.
No.
Make it the NASCAR Endurance.
No.
Would that not be fun? Make it like a non-point,
How are you fitting 80 cars onto that grid?
They all have to share a box. They all get the same 1 pit stall. Each team gets 1 pit stall.
Oh God!
So you gotta kind of plan where you're coming in, and don't fuck up. I think it's pretty simple.
No, that's asking a lot. But,
well,
it could be an entertaining thing if they did it as your all-star event, maybe.
That would actually not be a terrible idea.
No, it'd be interesting. But I don't see NASCAR having not the logistical ability, but I don't think they would the will to do it. Yeah.
Yeah, they don't want to touch that kind of endurance stuff. Where do I put my stages?
Yeah, exactly. How am I supposed to get everybody to rush into the pits at the same time?
It would be
So,
unique. It would be.
I'm not doubting that it very much would be, but it'd be I don't think it'd be the easiest thing to pull off.
That would be fair, but I think for NASCAR, where so many people blend it all together in terms of races and tracks, and it's hard to really find anything that's unique as compared to, I would say, other series around the world. Having a unique event like that, like that's like the only unique thing the NASCAR has is super speedways.
Yeah.
In terms of things that everyone kind of know about and kind of will like put on casually in the background.
Yeah.
It's the hardcore fans that watch everything else.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
have
it's
another
an
unique event. It's like
Yeah,
IndyCar. People will watch the 500 for the unique event, but not many people care about the full series.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's an interesting idea. Again, I just don't see NASCAR ever doing something like that. they'd, I don't. It'd be hard for them to go for it.
Yeah,
I think.
it's no fun.
Plus, 80 cars on a grid that's asking a
Awesome.
lot. It'd be an absolute train wreck into the first corner, but it'd be a very it'd be a hard sell to NASCAR, I think.
I think it would be
Anywho.
probably, but I think it'd be. I'm just picturing in my mind. I think it'd just be so much fun. I want it to happen.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to make that event in like in iRacing.
Yeah,
Have like an 80-person event.
Definitely could get the you could do that with IndyCar and the Indy Lights,
Oh,
or any of the Road to Indy
all the road
series.
to Indy. Open wheel endurance. That's a dangerous idea.
Yep, exactly. But anywho, enough hypotheticals. What else we got for NASCAR?
Bubba signed a deal with DoorDash, and it's just like I swear to God, we're talking about Bubba Wallace every week.
Yeah, pretty much.
This has been a great year for him. Is that a weird thing to say?
A little bit, but
Financially, maybe. Ooh,
financially,
that
yes.
sounds like he's benefiting from things.
Yeah, there's a sort of a negative undertone there, but
Yeah.
it's helped. He's been had a spotlight put on him a bit, and he is benefiting. Don't get me wrong, but like it's not the worst thing.
I would say he's
Because
also
he's not
earned it in the sense of that with the spotlight on him, he's used it kind of
in a good way.
yeah, as a way not to kind of look like an idiot, but as a way just to make his points out there, be a
Mhm.
good voice of the sport.
Yeah.
Like I don't think anyone can say that Bubba has been bad for NASCAR.
No.
I think he's actually
And-
helped the sport a lot this year, especially in a year that has been more difficult than others.
Yeah, and going back to has he earned it? Yeah, he hasn't necessarily been. He hasn't won a race. He hasn't been top 10 every single race, but he's been competitive. I know for Daytona he was looking good and going into the last lap. I think he was top 15, and then he got spun in turn 1, which was that was disappointing to see, but it happens.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
but
That
that
is part
DoorDash
of
car,
racing.
that DoorDash car may have spun, but it looked nice while it was doing it.
Speaking of cars looking nice or things looking nice while they spin, the what was it? The Go Bowling signs.
Oh, that was hilarious.
Yeah, I don't think they thought that through, but it worked
No.
out sort of. They got a lot
No.
of publicity as they kept getting wrecked.
Well, and what was it in the Xfinity race, NASCAR Chasm? I always feel like I'm screwing that name up, but anyways,
Probably are.
nailed it with the with one of the videos in the Xfinity where I can't remember who it was. The car goes off the track, takes out 2 of the 3 Go Bowling signs, and what does he say? This is coming in from race control. They're going to give him 1 extra lap to go and try and pick up the spare.
That is good.
That was well played.
So he's funny, unlike you. Running
That's great.
running our social account, you can't come up with those jokes on the spot.
Well, sorry they don't have bowling signs on the side of the road where Leclerc is going to spin into it. Oh,
Is that a foreshadow?
perhaps.
Okay. But yeah,
It,
I thought the races were good.
yeah. No, it was,
NASCAR had a very successful weekend, I would say. Not sure what the ratings are.
Yeah, those won't come out for a bit. I know when was it Jeff Gluck from The Athletic did his weekly how'd you find the race? It was about 70-30, 70% finding it to be an entertaining race. So I'd say that's not bad. It was, I think, the 8th, based on his poll, it's the 8th ranked road race out of 13 in the last couple of years. So a bit lower, but
Stern had the ratings at 3.2 million viewers on NBC proper, on the main NBC.
That's not too bad.
Well, last year's race at Watkins Glen was 2.7 million on NBCSN.
Yeah.
But that was...
So
everyone has NBC is what I'm saying. Not everyone has NBCSN. So
that's what I'm saying. 3.2 isn't too bad. Like, again, like you just said, the number is up, but considering it's on the main network, you'd hope for a little bit more. But it's not a...
There has been a thing in the ratings, though, a little bit of a dip in the NASCAR ratings. Like, when them running, I guess, 2 weeks and stuff, there's been almost a bit of a what's it called, a fatigue,
oversaturation in the market.
Yeah, and people kind of aren't really willing to watch it.
Yep.
But you got to do what you got to do, and if with this year, you got to run as much as you can. It does suck that maybe it hurts the ratings, which may not be too beneficial for the future in terms of, I guess, trying to get sponsorship deals. But it's what we have to do, and what most, I think, sports have to do right now is just oversaturation. Like, look at hockey, look at basketball. Everyone's just kind of throwing everything there.
Yep. You got to make what money you can. So just throw it all on there. So, what else? Is that basically it for NASCAR?
Yeah, I think that's NASCAR.
Okay, so we'll do the Snore Fest.
Yeah,
of
Spain.
F1. Oh god.
Okay.
The car is not suited for that track.
Yeah, like everyone says, like it's either F1 or it's the track, or I think it's a whole lot of things that come into it that make that track really produce some poor racing.
Mm-hmm.
Like passing is difficult. There were not a lot of chances to overtake on that track.
No.
And that's just straight up. There's basically 2 spots to overtake.
Yeah.
Front stretch, back stretch.
Yeah,
you need a massive run out of the corners 6 and 7 before the back stretch to get there, to get close to someone to make a pass by the end of it. And then right now, because the cars can't follow, there is no massive run, so that basically is no longer a passing zone, so you only have the front stretch for passing.
Yeah.
So that's an issue. There's no places to pass.
You rely on the DRS even more than usual.
But even in the backstretch, they can't get the DRS even close there. So there's no actual passing zones besides the first quarter. Tires don't really fall off, and because a lot of tire strategy is kind of mostly the same, there's not a whole lot of variance in what cars can do. Cars are usually running very similar paces. So again, there's no real comers and goers. Again, makes it all hard to pass. The track itself is what they use for testing, so they all have just so much data. So they know basically what they're doing at the second I get there. There's no setup work. It's just find every little ounce of pace you can.
Yeah.
So, and the car is just with the dirty air. It is hard to follow. It really is, especially going to that little last sector. It spreads you out over the last few corners, so you can't get a good run unless the guy in front of you is really struggling or you're superiorly faster than him, like Bottas on Stroll. Still took like 4 laps.
Yep. And Spain doesn't produce a great race with these cars. Maybe it'll change in the future. I doubt it. I think this is a better track for like the 90s and 80s cars. Possibly.
When cars had a lot less downforce, a lot more horsepower, more torque. Yeah. A little more of a handful to control. These things are so planted. It's not even a challenge, I think, for them to drive this. the hardest thing about this race for the drivers is the heat itself.
Yep, and that didn't even really come into effect because everybody after the previous race at Silverstone, or the previous 2 races at Silverstone where the tires were blowing up, people were sort of watching like, oh, so we might get some entertainment if someone's wheels fall off again, or someone's tires just struggle in the heat like Mercedes did at Silverstone.
They brought the hardest tires they could to this race too, though.
Yep, Pirelli went full on, no fun. But at the same time,
there were still 2 stops. There were still guys on 2 stops. One stop was a hard thing to make happen.
Yep.
You know, Vettel did a great job to do that in a 1 stop. Basically, did his own strategy.
Yeah. He's calling this his own strategy because Ferrari refuses to call one for him.
And like, it's hard also when, you know, midfield battles get broken up by blue flags. Like, was it only 3 cars finished in the lead lap?
Oh, that was brutal. Just shows how spread out the Max, Lewis, and Bottas are from the rest of the grid.
Yeah, in just terms of car.
Yeah, well, car and skill, because you can say Albon's racing in a similar car to Max.
No. I will defend Albon immensely for this race.
Yeah.
Albon did nothing wrong in this race. He had a great drive, and he got fucked by Red Bull again.
Yeah.
So
what do you mean he got fucked by Red Bull?
So
what are you alluding to?
If you're watching in the pre-show, one thing that Horner said about Albon was that, you know, we want him to not be racing in the pack anymore and more racing up front with the 4, with like be part of the big 4 of the front, which is great. Yep. I agree. Albon shouldn't be there.
Yep.
So why do you pit him on like lap 15 and put him in the pack?
Because reasons.
You didn't need to make that pit stop. You just pitted super early on Albon and you forced him back there.
Yeah.
And then he had to come through the field again. Not because he did anything to put himself there. Red Bull brought him in.
Yeah.
So if Red Bull doesn't make that call and allows him to stretch out a bit and maybe other people pit, he could possibly get it's hard to say with the racing points, but he probably could have gotten by them if Red Bull didn't give him that strategy.
Yeah. He's had a rough year, and I think it all sort of started with that first Austrian race.
Yeah.
Where he was spun by Lewis. It's sort of just not gone downhill, but he hasn't been able to get any traction.
Well, that's fair.
On the season.
You got to make your own luck too, right?
A little bit, yeah. It's the whole good to be lucky and lucky to be good.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, hopefully he gets a bounce here or there to help him out. You know, maybe someone like Lewis spins at one point and he just skips on past and can take a top 5 somewhere. Be nice, but he's still gonna have to put himself in that position for that to happen. So
one can hope.
Yeah. Okay. Do we want to go through? I guess we've sort of covered
Red
Bull. Yeah. Max
is fast.
Max did Max things. Still came second because Mercedes.
Yeah.
Mercedes we'll cover them about as quick as their car is, and they are very fast. So
yeah, if we speed around this, Lewis fast, Bottas slow start, rest of the race fast.
Yeah, and that sort of screwed him.
Yeah, the start screwed him. And basically the time he lost there killed him the whole race. So there was that. Basically, yeah, Lewis put nothing wrong. Bottas was just Bottas. He was a good number 2.
Yep.
Racing Points did their own thing.
Lance Stroll had a great start.
Stroll had a good start. Perez kind of screwed himself. The blue flags.
Yeah, and he was there. That's basically it.
I don't think that was much of a penalty. Like, what was he supposed to do? Dive out of the way on a straight? That's just stupid.
Yeah, he was fine. It wasn't like he was sitting in the middle of the track. He sat on the outside. He wasn't right on the curb, which I guess is what they penalized him for. But really, like,
yeah,
he shouldn't have gotten a penalty. I guess in the end race, like it'll affect him, but he already missed 2 races, so it's not like he's really challenging Stroll 1v1.
Mm-hmm.
So for the racing points, they're like, we got 4th and 5th either way you slice it. So
Yeah.
we'll take it.
Yeah. Then what was it? Was it 6 Albon?
Yes.
I think it was Albon 6. Then you had Vettel.
No, what? It was Carlos 6. Jesus.
Oh, it was Carlos, really? Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah. that's how eventful his race was. We just didn't notice that he came 6th.
Yeah, he kind of won out of that mid-pack fight early on and kind of just had his own little run also.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and as usual, it's maybe the fact that the camera director hates Carlos Sainz and never shows him again. He just sort of snuck in there.
Yeah, I'm trying to think that someone doesn't like him when it comes to showing.
Yeah.
He doesn't get the love.
Yeah, and where was our fun little friend Lando? Oh, he finished 10th. That's not a bad finish for Lando.
Just in the points.
Yeah. You can tell how boring this race was by the tone we're talking with. It's just
Most exciting thing that happened was Leclerc spun.
Yeah. Oh God, I felt bad for him. Because what was it? An electrical failure or something?
Something. Things shut off. He locked the rears, went around, got it restarted.
Then his seatbelt came off somehow.
I guess maybe he was gonna hop out, but came back in. I don't know.
Yeah. But either way, they retired it 2 laps later, and they said, "Yeah, we're done here."
Probably
the
right call.
But Ferrari.
And then they said, "We're done here." And Seb's like, Seb's still on the track. Like, wait, we're done. I'm still here, guys.
Yeah, I'm still out here.
They're already packing it up.
Yeah. Well, it was the radio exchange with like 20 laps to go, and I was just sitting there scratching my head the entire time, like, because his engineer comes on the radio saying, do we want to try going to the end on these tires? And Seb's like, I asked you that like 5 laps ago and you didn't tell me anything. What do you mean? You're the strategist. Tell me what I'm supposed to, like, give me some options here.
Yeah.
And they just said,
ask for the numbers, and the guy he's like, I'll get back to you.
Yeah. Then he finally gives him the numbers like a lap later, and Seb's just like, yeah, I can hit those. And I'm just going to stay out here on these tires. So.
Yeah, he makes his own call.
Yep. Yeah.
I feel so bad for Seb.
Yeah. Okay. We're going to do a quick little sidetrack for this week's Ferrari rant.
Oh, no.
Oh, God. But not like,
you have another Ferrari rant?
Yeah. Oh, well, and yeah, this is mostly like, okay, you showed me, what was it? We both saw the comments that Binotto made post race about Vettel,
yes.
Right? This is the centering around this race and how Binotto is currently destroying Ferrari from the inside out. So Binotto basically, if you haven't seen it, he basically came out and was extremely critical of Sebastian leaving the team, even though they decided to not re-sign him.
They were the ones that fired him?
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's just like, what and maybe there's something happening behind the scenes that we don't know. I doubt it, but he basically just said, like, yeah, you know what, we're not gonna give him any help whatsoever because he decided to leave, which is completely false. And it's like, what are we talking about here? Like, what is going on in that garage?
I do not know. I think there's definitely a culture issue in Ferrari, and I think Binotto's really not the guy there. Arifa Beni did such a good job, I thought, in actually bringing the team and making a lot of people like the team. I think Ferrari was on the up and up. People were really rooting for them, but they would make the odd strategy mistake, because you have to at that point, right? There's no point doing everything you can to come second. You got to make some bold calls, and usually none of them worked.
Mm-hmm.
But I would say, like, with Bernardo now, again, he's had 2 seasons, and basically the first season is he cheated, and the second season is he's kicked out Seb and just gone, oh, look at this shiny thing in Leclerc.
Yep. Well, and so I guess last year, to be fair, Leclerc was, I think, having a slightly better season than Vettel. You know, I think Vettel was slowly regressing a little bit, but at the same time, it's not like he just fell off a cliff and was just a crap driver, right?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. It's, again, we said this time and time again. It's just sort of disappointing for a disappointing way for Ferrari to just slowly fall out of contention with Mercedes and Red Bull, and then also just a disappointing end to Vettel's time with Ferrari here. Just how it's gone downhill so quickly.
Yeah, and like, how do you all of a sudden go from this guy is a great part of the team, and he may not be our fastest driver, but he's a big, I would say, morale guy for Ferrari. I thought everyone liked him.
Mm-hmm.
It's now almost being, I would say, almost shunned by the team, it seems.
Yeah, and last year he was getting some benefit of calls. Even though I think Leclerc was at the very least on par, if not slightly outperforming him. But then this year it's just like, yeah, no, we're done here. We're just not going to give you anything whatsoever. Yeah. So.
And it starts at the top. Those kind of calls come from the top down. So if you're going to blame anyone, that's who you got to blame.
Yeah. So, what are you going to do? Hopefully, well, I guess there's not much to, if you're a Ferrari fan, there's not much to look forward to, because again, as we've said, or as we covered, I think 2 weeks ago, the chairman was like, yeah, we don't expect to be competitive until the new regulations come in.
I'm sorry, Stephen. You and your Ferrari heart are going.
I don't care about Ferrari. I don't care. Anywho, moving on. Gasly, 9th. Not bad.
Good for him.
Look at you, Pierre. And he made Q3 as well, didn't he?
Yes. I didn't watch qualifying. I was at work.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure he made Q3, so it was just like, wow, good weekend for Gasly. And where's our friendly neighborhood torpedo? There he is. He came 12th, so not bad.
Out of the points, don't care.
Yeah, he still did all right. Next team is Renault. Danny Rick finished in 11th. Bit of a rough weekend.
Yeah, they're struggling. They actually seem to be a lot better at paced tracks with, I think, more engine power. Renault definitely was more competitive, and they've seemed to, I guess, fallen off. At something that's a little more high downforce.
Mm-hmm.
Because Spain is very downforce dependent.
Mm-hmm.
So, will be fun to see what happens next week.
Yes, at Spa.
Sorry, not next week. 2 weeks, because we got a week off finally, so they can breathe. But yeah.
And then to the lovely Spa. Anywho, Ocon, 13th. Renault should be doing better than this, but
again, I think they have a really good engine. I just don't know if they have the best downforce package.
Yeah,
because they did really well at the British GP, right?
Yeah,
they got 4th, and they did decently in the 70th. So it's not really there is some good straights there and some good high downforce, high speed corners.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe it's their, delivery of power out of the corner that they kind of struggle with. So at something like, what was it? Hungary, I think they struggled. Yeah, they were 7th and 14th. Sorry, 8th and 14th. So maybe it could be a little slow speed. I think that's a slower speed corner they're not too good at.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe Belgian GP they could do well.
Yeah.
Italian GP might be theirs also for doing well.
Yep. I won't hold my breath for the magical Daniel Ricciardo podium that will get Cyril a tattoo, but maybe they can break the top 10.
I mean,
That'd be
like,
nice.
when Hamilton wins the championship by, like, the Russian Grand Prix, maybe they can just let him have that one.
Yeah, just give it to him. Like Red Bull's going to be a clear number 2, Racing Point's a clear number 3. So, I don't think, based on how Renault's been scoring, I don't think they're going to be any threat to AlphaTauri or Ferrari. So, or McLaren. So, yeah, just let Danny have one. It'd be funny. Who we got next? We got our the betas with Kimmy set a new record for most miles driven in F1.
Yeah, that's pretty.
Yeah,
good
miles kilometers. He drives this. He drove this car a lot. Let's put it at that. More than anyone else.
It's more of a hobby, really.
Yeah. He's very committed to his hobby.
Apparently.
Yeah. So, but yeah.
I just saw it here when he was at. It was no, he's driven the most kilometers or miles he has driven in F1 car. He's driven 83,847 kilometers.
That's what, twice around the earth, I think.
Yes.
At least. So, yeah, he drove this car a lot. So, congrats, Kimmy. Look at you go.
But he beat Alonso for that record. But if Alonso comes back next year,
Alonso
could take that back.
Yeah, well, Kimmy's just gonna keep doing his hobby. It's his arts and crafts time.
He's got to be having a pretty crappy year too, being in the back.
Well, if Seb says, "Screw it, I don't want to be here anymore." Hey, Kimmy, you wanna hop back in the Ferrari? Just have some fun.
Oh, you mean like for like this year?
Yeah.
Yeah, doubt that would happen. They'll probably just bring Sainz in.
You never know. That's if McLaren's okay with letting him go.
They get Ricciardo. Why would you not?
Well, they wouldn't necessarily get Ricciardo right away, though. Still got to have a driver for that seat, right?
Ricciardo can still be like, yeah, I'm just going to go race with them now. See you guys.
Yeah, that's true. And then Kimmy can go to Renault for half a season and still do better. Either way. Anywho, we're getting caught up in hypotheticals here. Giovinazzi,
Russell, Latifi, Grosjean,
Magnussen,
Oh yeah, Magnussen, right.
One thing we forgot to talk about with Ocon and Magnussen, did you see that FP3 crash?
Nope.
Where Magnussen just sort of sat in the middle of the road and Ocon was just like, I don't know where you're going. I gotta turn right here.
Wall. Yeah.
Yep.
That was a weird one.
That was very weird. Don't know why Magnussen was just parked right in the middle. If he's letting him go, get all the way off to the side like that. That's one where you can penalize a guy if he's trying to let him by, but just sort of sits in the middle of the road.
Yeah.
Get out of the way. So, yeah, I think that's pretty much everybody.
Oh, speaking of crashes, right? And I guess moving away from F1, how about that MotoGP crash?
Oh God, that was yikes.
Yeah. Maybe we should kind of look at something like that and be like, how do we not have that happen?
Yeah.
It was at turn 3 at Austria. 2 bikes went off. One went flipping and went right between 2 guys taking the corner.
Yeah, and we took out Valentino Rossi.
Yeah.
It was just like, oh dear. Yeah, and Rossi came into the pits and then was crazy enough to go back out.
Yeah, it's like 1 second. I changed my shorts.
Yep. Yeah. He's opted for he was smart. He wore the brown pants this week. So
funny. Well done.
Yeah.
Well played.
So, but yeah, luckily everyone was okay after that. So
yeah, everyone was good. Just holy shit, what could have been, and thank God it wasn't.
Yes.
Sometimes it pays to be lucky.
Yep. So, is anything else before we go to Indy?
No, I don't think so. I think we can go right to Indy.
Okay. So let's do. Okay, so your thoughts on qualifying?
I enjoyed it. It's fun.
Yeah.
You know, didn't watch a whole lot of the actual original day qualifying, with work and stuff.
Yeah.
But I got to watch the whole Fast 9, and Indy 500 qualifying is so unique with the 4-lap average.
Mm-hmm.
It is a very fun qualifying. That it's pretty easy to watch, in my opinion.
Yeah, very easy to watch for sure. Maybe if you're not a hardcore fan, it's a little bit harder to sit there for 6 hours and watch. But it was a little bit was taken away with the fact that we had an exactly 33 car field entered.
Yeah, so we lost the
no bump day.
Yeah,
which kind of sucks. But at the same time, you look at the context and it's like, okay, you can't really blame some of the smaller teams for who would do this as their one-off event for the year. Can't really blame them for not showing up.
Or some bigger teams that just don't get the funding for that extra car.
Yep.
You know?
So, yep. But, holy crap, the Chevys were shit.
Yeah, they did not have really good pace with the boost turned up, did they?
Nope. There was one Chevy-powered car in the top 9, and that was the Dutch rookie, not any of the Penske guys. The Dutch rookie Rinus VK was the only one to make the Fast 9.
I mean, it was Ed Carpenter's
with a
team.
Chevy.
Ed Carpenter's almost made the Fast 9, I think, almost every year.
Yeah. So, like, where'd the power go, Chevy? What are you guys doing? But, oh well.
Yeah, Penske really shocked me in how non-competitive they were in qualifying.
Yep. Well, and
especially
Will
considering
Power
they've been a top team for the last 3 years there. They've won, what, 2 of the last 3?
Yep. Well, and Power and Newgarden, both after their runs, were just like, yeah, we just don't have the power. Are you guys going to go back out? Nope. Not even gonna try. It's not worth it. We don't have the power. And I was just like, oh Jesus.
Yeah, which is really weird, and you don't hear that kind of stuff nowadays.
No,
with a lot of spec series like that, you don't hear about one team basically saying we don't have the equipment to do it.
Yeah, it was very, very surprising to see, but regardless, it still made for a fun Sunday with the Fast 9. You know, almost all Honda. The top 4 cars were Andretti to start the day.
Yeah.
And the most 2020 thing I think to happen so far in IndyCar, Marco Andretti takes the pole.
He did a great job, though.
Yes.
You know, he had to beat Dixon, so again, you got to beat the best.
Well, and I thought, not gonna lie, my betting favorite was Dixon coming into the day. He was running beginning of, or like I think he was the 4th car out, which is like the prime spot for track temperature.
Yeah.
He did 5 runs on the Saturday because, again, Chevy not wanting to go out. Dixon's just like, okay, this is basically free practice for me.
Just get as many attempts as you can. As long as you don't wreck it, you're good.
Yeah, he went out 5 times, and each time I think he went a little bit faster. He had the very last run of the day on the Saturday, and he went 232, 232, 231, and then said, "Yeah, no, we're good," and came back in.
Yeah,
which I thought was hilarious. Just we're gonna be quick tomorrow. Yeah, let's see you guys beat that.
And like, what was the difference between them? Was it like 200ths of a second?
On the final day or on
the final day on actual pull day, like it was very minuscule. I think what the time difference was. It may have been 2 or 3 hundredths of a second. It was under a tenth. But they were saying on the broadcast that difference in speed could literally be a gust of wind. Yep. Giving you an extra push or up against you. So again, you got to be a little bit lucky to get there.
Yeah, and you know what? I know a lot of the drivers were complaining about the gusts that were for the Fast 9. Mm-hmm. I think Hinch said he really struggled with it during his run and that probably showed because he was fourth fastest on the
I think he had probably one of the toughest runs. Him and Rahal really had a
Mhm.
tough run.
yeah. So
Also Rossi. Those three definitely I thought had way more pace in the car than they showed in the Fast 9.
yeah. Here, sorry, where is it? So there, to answer your question on what the difference was, the difference between Marco and Scott Dixon's runs was 0.017 miles per hour.
Yeah, sorry, yeah.
This is a very
Damn.
tiny difference.
That is nuts.
Yeah. So, but yeah, so your fast now. So Marco goes off on the pole with Dixon and Sato to his right.
Sato did a
Then
great job for starting off
yeah.
too.
Yeah, considering he was the first car off, he
Mhm.
had a really good run. And again, Renus VK, I think, having the most impressive weekend, being the only one to get a Chevy engine into the Fast 9, and then not only that, but then qualifying fourth. That was very well done. He gets two
I'm
Andretti
sure
boys
he'll be
in
competitive in the race, but
Yeah,
I'm
for
worried
sure.
about him with pit stops. Your first pit
Yeah.
stops during the green at Indy, that
Yeah,
you've never have done it before to dip off 4 and dive into the pit lane.
yeah.
Because in practice they take the warm up,
The escape route.
yeah.
Yeah.
so that could be a nervous thing for him. So I don't necessarily think he'll win. I want to see him be competitive, but I think pit stops is where he might lose a second or two every single time, just being extra cautious.
Yeah, but it's a long race. You never know what's gonna happen, right? So, we made a bet with our dads on the golf course after listening to qualifying. We both took someone from the Fast 9 to win, and they took the field. Loser buys a case of beer.
It's going to be someone in the Fast 9. It's always someone in the Fast 9 to win.
Yep. So it's a safe bet. They don't listen to this anyway. So
Yeah, no, they're stupid. So
anyways, we're safe.
We're going to be doing the next podcast with a case of beer.
Exactly. It'll be lovely.
I swear to God, if we don't fucking win this, I'll be pissed.
Yeah. Anywho, so again, Renus VK with Ryan Hunter-Ray and Hinch in the second row, and then another impressive rookie outing from Alex Palau. He starts 7th with Graham Rahal and Alexander Rossi.
Yeah, two rookies from the Fast 9, which is pretty rare. So
yeah,
they did a good job to get themselves there.
Yeah, and an interesting stat that got thrown out there was that most of the veterans were going out with their warm-up laps in the 2:14, 2:15. Both VK and Palau went out with 2:26s.
Just giving her
for their warm-up. Yeah, and I guess it paid off because they both ended up in the Fast 9.
Yeah.
So it might have also timing when they ran their fast laps helps a little bit. The fact that the Chevys are not overly competitive helps a little bit, but I don't know. I guess maybe going out aggressive has some merit to it for some of these younger drivers.
Yeah.
So certainly didn't help the Penske guys.
No, not at all.
But okay. And then what else we got for Indy 500?
Do we want to do some predictions for the 500, seeing as this week has been a kind of a slower week and there's not a whole lot happening this weekend?
Yeah, for sure. I can't wait to see how I'll be wrong this week in my predictions.
I know, right?
It's always so much fun.
Exactly.
So what do you want to do? We got to do the obvious one. Who's going to win?
Win and Rookie of the Year.
Okay.
Those I think. How about this? Win
and highest placing rookie?
Win, top
Probably a better
3.
way.
And win top 3 and Rookie of the Year / highest placing rookie, because usually they go hand in hand.
Okay. So you want to start?
Yeah, I'm just looking at something first.
I mean, we were both picking from a pool of 9, sadly, for winner, right?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, the last person to win, not in the top 9, was Rossi.
Where did he start?
10th.
Yeah, so, okay.
I'm just saying, there's some precedent.
Yeah. Maybe we should have gone top 12.
Nah.
I think we're fine, but
We'll be fine.
so who's your winner? Again, just a reminder, the top 9 being from first to ninth: Marco, Scott Dixon, Takuma, VK, Hunter Ray, Hinch, Palau, Ray Hall, Rossi.
My winner is Scott Dixon.
Yeah, that's a safe choice.
It's not the fun choice,
No.
but I can see him winning. For the record, the last 2 years, the winner has come from the front row.
Those being?
Power and Pagano.
Yeah, okay.
So passing is a little harder, and with the new aero package. So I have to say, I'm thinking I've got to go front row, and if I'm going front row, I'm gonna go Dixon.
Yeah, it's a.
You want to at least into the mic?
Sorry, I'm trying to grab my charging cable because I can hear my headphone dying. But yeah, no, Dixon is a very safe bet. He's won a majority of the races this year.
Yeah, if he wins this, he kind of cements this. He can already stamp the championship, basically.
Yep, and he's won here before, right? So it's not unfamiliar territory. He knows how to race this car and this track very well. So yeah, that's definitely a good pick. And you know, Marco being the fastest by less than a tenth of a second shows there's not a lot of difference. Well, I mean, most of the cars, there wasn't a huge difference. Obviously, there's a reason they measure in speed and not in time.
Yes.
But yeah, Marco. I as happy as I am that he was able to get pole, I don't see him winning this race. It would be a very 2020 thing for him to
break the Andretti curse. I think that'd be peak 2020.
Yep, but at the same time, that's also the exact reason it won't happen. I'm gonna pick the guy that you've actually already said his name once, and he's starting one place higher than when he started, or than when he won in 2016 when we were there. I'm taking Rossi out of the third row. He has had
really great starts. He's had great drives there. That is not a bad pick at all.
Like, and you know what? He's had such a rough year. This would be the race where I think this is the race where he's gonna show up. He's gonna win this race. I think. As much as I want,
that's a good pick. I'll give you that.
As much as out of the rest of the top 9, I wouldn't mind seeing a Hinch win or one of the young rookies win, or even Ray Hall.
I would love to see. My rooting for this, I am rooting for Marco, Hinch, and Ray Hall to get a win. Those are the guys who I want to see get a win. They're all about the same age, been in the sport kind of close to the same time. Those 3 are fan favorites that you want to see win. This could be like a TK year when TK won. If one of those 3 could win.
Yeah, so especially with Hinch having lost his ride, it would be just a hilarious FU to Schmidt-Peterson.
I mean, just McLaren.
McLaren.
Sam loved him. McLaren said no.
Yeah. So it'd be it'd be a giant a good middle finger to McLaren. So not so much to Sam.
It also would be kind of I think the last guy that was kind of outed out of his seat and kind of had a good 500 run would have been Weldon. So could James kind of pull the Dan?
Yeah.
So, maybe.
So I guess let's hedge our bets here a little bit. You've got to pick someone out of the rest of the field. So 10 to 33. Who would you take to pull off the unlikely win and get and win from somewhere in the mid to the back?
I'm torn on 2 people.
Okay.
One of them is a Swede. One of them is an American.
Are you thinking Rosenquist or Ericsson?
So the American, I think, that has a really good chance. There's a lot of good guys like Paget, Carpenter, Herder around there. You gotta also say Newgarden. You know, Penske's won the last 2 years. They are usually fast in race trim, so possibly Newgarden could be a guy that gets up there and wins.
Yeah.
For the Swede, his teammate's second, so there's definitely speed in the car.
Yep.
And this doesn't actually help decide which Swede it is, which I love. But I think
Yeah, so Ericsson starting was it in the fourth row, and Rosenquist directly behind him in the fifth row. So
I will say Marcus Felix, Eric Rosenquist.
So you're just going with the Nordic pick.
I would want to see Ericsson win.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
That'd be a big FU to Alonso.
Yeah, that would be kind of funny, but Alonso is sort of like a dark horse route for. He's starting way back in row 9. Seeing Alonso win a Triple Crown
would be still great.
That would be a great moment, especially in a year where it's just been so bad for everybody, both in terms of sport and outside of sport, namely outside of sport. But having Alonso win would be a great thing for the motorsport community in this shit show of a year.
Especially for this weekend, not a whole lot's happening. F1 could really hop on board with it and watch it.
Yeah,
really
everyone's eyes are going to be on it. I know a couple of the F1 centric podcasts are all super pumped to watch Alonso try and win a Triple Crown here. I think like it's both on this side of the pond and on the other side, that if Alonso wins, no one's going to be upset that he wins.
And that's kind of why I want Ericsson too, for like a lot of the F1 guys who are going to be watching this race.
Yeah, having
Ericsson win also would be great as well.
Mm-hmm.
And he can finally show what he can do in a, I guess, equal car. So I always thought Ericsson's a really good driver.
Yeah,
I think he's a good guy too.
Well, and that's the thing we've said with F1. You know, there isn't the parity. It's a little bit harder to necessarily judge a driver's talent outright when it's not necessarily as even a playing field like in IndyCar. IndyCar's it's still not perfect, but it's a little more even than F1. That's easy to say. Anyways, I think I'm sort of wrestling between a couple picks here, but because until you said it, I was gonna say Ericsson because he was in the top 2 until the the shit show of the end laps of the online iRacing Indy 500. He had a really strong showing there.
Yeah, I actually forgot about that too. That was so.
He was gonna be my pick. That was this year, yes. It feels like 2 years ago, but yes, it was this year. He was gonna be my pick, but I won't copy you because I
picked Lando Norris.
No, sadly not. And even then, Pagenaud would take him out.
No, he's way too far back. Actually, shit.
Yeah, he's back on. Yeah, he's back on row 9 with Fernando and James Davison. So, my pick is going to be the guy starting next to Marcus Ericsson, actually. And I'm going to say Colton Herta could be one of the guys in the back. And it's sort of a bit of a cheap pick. He is starting 10th.
Yeah, guy in the back, my ass.
He's not in the back. We qualified it. You picked the guy next to him, so screw off.
I at least went one above 10.
Yeah. Is that really a difference?
That's fair.
If you went like 2 rows back, then sure. But I guess if you want me to pick someone a little further back who I think could also win this, guy's had a really
picks, so if Kurt is one, who's your other?
Yeah. So this guy's had a strong year as well. He's slowly, I think, becoming a bigger fan favorite with every single race that happens. And he gained a lot of popularity on the iRacing.
No.
I wouldn't be surprised if Connor Daly pulls something out of his ass here.
Not who I thought you were going to go with, but okay.
Who'd you think?
No, don't worry about it.
Who'd you think? Who'd you think I was going?
I thought you were going to go with Pato, to be honest.
No, the McLaren guys. I wouldn't hate seeing them win. I don't know. They're both still very young drivers. They did all right in their showing. I don't know if the McLaren guys are gonna do great.
The Connor Daly one is a good pick. And I think in the Chuck Yeager car,
yep,
that'd be a really fun car to see win.
Yeah, and
Piss
you
off
know
the
what?
Yeager family.
Yeah, yeah, we covered that one.
Yep.
What, 2 months ago? That feels like a year ago.
That was also this year. Yeah. So
But yeah,
Connor Daly would be a really good one. I'd be
Yeah.
really happy for Connor.
yeah, and you know what? He's had a couple strong showings this year, so I think he's finally got a car behind him that can help push. I mean, he's on the same in the same row as his owner Ed Carpenter, so it shows that. And Carpenter usually has a strong showing here, even though they're both driving the Chevys, which have proven to not have been the quickest when it's turned all the way up. But you know what? You don't turn the engine all the way up for the entire Indy 500, so.
That is fair.
Yeah, I am rooting for / also think Connor Daly could have a good shot at winning this thing here. So, yeah. Do we want to take this down?
Yeah, we can ram down after this.
Okay.
And your rookie of the year vote?
Oh, rookie.
Who's gonna be the highest placing rookie?
I'm gonna stick with the Fast 9 and go Alex Palau.
Damn, I was gonna say Alex Palau too.
Yeah,
I think he's really impressed me.
He's been very impressive. VK could also be there. Again, they're sort of cheap picks with the fact that they're both in the top 9.
They're fast.
But yeah, I just have trouble with seeing Pato or Askew really getting up there.
I was thinking with Palau too. That's Dale Coyne, right?
Yeah.
And we know Dale Coyne in the past has been really fast here. They had a surprise. I think it was with Davison a couple years ago after Bourdais' crash.
Yeah.
Davison filled in that role and did an admirable job fighting up front for most of the race before being taken out. So if Palau's in that same kind of machinery, I would really think that he could be competitive through the whole thing. And I feel like, being the Honda over the Chevy definitely gives him the advantage in the rookie department of who's gonna finish ahead.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
one spot difference between the two of them. One's got a Honda with Dale Coyne. One's got a Chevy with Ed Carpenter, who's usually a good team around here.
Yeah.
So it's between those two, I think.
Yeah, and I think Alex Palau's got to be one of the betting players. No offense to VK, he had a very good weekend. I don't know. I just got a feeling about Palau. I feel like he's done better in the races leading up to this.
Mm-hmm.
So
my dark horse for a rookie is also Dalton Kellett. The reason I say that is he's in like the Freedom 100s. He's shit all the time in Indy Lights. Like never really was a top guy. He was always in the top 4 in the Freedom 100s. Was always very competitive.
Yeah.
So we'll see how he actually does in a race situation. I'm not saying like he's gonna win it or come close, but he may just be the one that survives.
Yeah, and you know what? Surviving the entire 500 is half the battle. So,
yeah,
we'll see. Well, we can't wait for all of this to be wrong and for let's pick a random name
to win.
That is bad. That's what I was about to say. Zach Veach is gonna win.
Damn it, we were way too in sync.
Zach Veach or
Charlie Campbell.
I was gonna say Max Chilton.
Thank God.
Just randomly out of the back.
Actually, they're pretty much they're right beside each other on the wiki page.
Yeah. So, yeah. Is there anything else we can bet on here?
There should be more gambling involving motorsports. We should make that a thing.
Yeah. You know what? We're in Canada. The betting scene here isn't exactly great to begin with.
That's fair.
So, yeah. I've locked in your picks. So, again,
okay.
you're taking Dixon out of the Fast 9.
Dixon's gonna
Ericsson / Rosenquist out of the field, and Palau as your rookie, and then I've got Rossi out of the Fast 9, and then Daly and Herta.
It's a bit of a cop out for me to pick two of the Ganassi drivers, considering like Ganassi has almost won every single race this year.
You know what?
So I feel like it's kind of cheating.
Yeah.
But maybe someone else is due.
Maybe.
Like the only people who won this year are Ganassi and Penske doesn't look close to kind of competing this year. So, Ganassi?
It's a safe bet.
Exactly. I can't wait to be right.
Yeah, we'll
Or
see.
Be told how I'm wrong.
Yes, we'll see. We'll find out on Sunday.
There's no Jay Howard for Dixon to launch off of this year, so
Yeah, you're safe. You're safe there.
we hope.
Hopefully, yeah.
Seven passionate beers.
Oh no, nah. Lando's not here. There's no one to upstage him. Though Marcus Ericsson looks a little bit nervous all of a sudden.
Oh my god. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. I'm expecting it to be a pretty good race. No idea what the weather is, to be honest. Hopefully it stays clear.
Let's check. Indianapolis.
What you search today could be entirely wrong by the time race begins, so there is no point checking.
Yeah, I'm curious what they're forecast. Oh, they're forecasting rain. They're forecasting rain for Sunday.
I know they are. Well, I heard they are. I saw on Twitter, but I don't want to believe it, so I'm not going to look at it.
Just please don't turn it into NASCAR. Please don't be like NASCAR.
What?
Don't rain this out. Don't rain this out till the day after. I don't want to be at work when this is happening.
Oh, I know. Don't we have a holiday that day?
No.
Oh, damn.
You're thinking about
The
2
next
weeks
week.
after.
Oh no. Oh well.
Yeah, because it's the late one, not the weekend of Labor Day.
Well, let's hope we don't get rain.
Yeah, 40% chance of rain in the morning. So, but like you said, we've got a couple days where a lot can change. So
Yeah, I don't trust anything unless it's like 48 hours away, and even that is still like depending.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, is that all for this episode?
I think so. I guess the only other thing would be, did you get a chance to watch any of the Formula E, the last 2 races?
Nah, I was working. Didn't catch those ones.
Yeah, fair enough.
Did you?
No, I caught some highlights because I was also sadly working because damn time zones and also running it in the middle of the week.
Yeah.
But Sam Bird, I think, might win Helmet of the Year for his. He did a Kylo Ren helmet.
No, really?
Which looks fantastic. Did you not see this?
No, not at all. I'm looking at. I'm just searching it right now. Oh, I like that a lot. That is really cool.
And it works so well with
the visor.
With the visor, yeah. It looked, and because if you haven't seen it, he did the Kylo Ren mask, but it was the glowing red shattered mask, and it just looks really nice. The visor fits perfectly into. They sized it perfectly to where Kylo's visor would be. It just looks really nice. It was a nice touch.
That is well done.
So that's Helmet of the Year so far for me.
Yeah.
Lando's helmet from Silverstone, and then that one.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's the better one.
Yes. It's a close second.
Yeah. Okay. So, well, I think that's all we got for this week then.
Yep. We'll see you next week when we tell you how wrong we were about the Indy 500.
Thanks for listening to Spare Parts. Remember to follow the show on Twitter @SparePartsPod and follow our hosts @Sean Cavarella and @Stephen Clary.